Have you ever felt like someone is saying something without using words and somehow you still understand? What if the person in your life isn't avoiding the words "I love you"? What if they simply can't say it yet? Some people don't struggle with love. They struggle with expressing love. And psychology tells us something fascinating. People often reveal deep emotions through behavior long before they verbalize them. So if someone around you keeps doing certain sweet things, there's a chance they're trying to say "I love you." But fear, past pain, or emotional hesitation is holding them back. Welcome to Psycho Library. Today we're uncovering 3 powerful signs someone loves you deeply, but can't say it out loud. Watch till the end, because sign number 3 is the one most people miss. And ironically, it may be the strongest sign of all. Sign 1, they remember the smallest details about you. Here's something interesting about human attention. Our brains naturally prioritize what feels emotionally important. In simple words, we remember what matters to us emotionally. So when someone remembers tiny details about you that even close friends forget, that's rarely random. Maybe you casually mentioned months ago that you hate coriander in food. Then one day they order something and say, "I made sure there's no coriander." Small detail, huge meaning. Or maybe you once mentioned your favorite childhood cartoon, and weeks later they bring it up during a random conversation. Why does this matter psychologically? Because memory isn't just storage. Memory is often emotional investment. Research in cognitive psychology suggests emotionally relevant information receives stronger encoding in the brain. That means when someone is emotionally attached, your words don't just pass through them, they stay. And this becomes even more powerful when the person isn't naturally attentive with everyone. Notice the difference. Some people are generally polite, some are observant by nature. But when someone consistently remembers your moods, your habits, your preferences, your emotional triggers, they're paying attention on a deeper level, and often attention is love in its earliest form. Here's where the problem begins. Not everyone feels safe saying what they feel. Maybe they fear rejection. Maybe they were raised in emotionally distant families. Maybe saying "I love you" feels too vulnerable. So instead of verbal confession, they communicate through care. This creates confusion, because from the outside you may think, are they just being nice? Am I overthinking? Do they treat everyone like this? That uncertainty can be frustrating, and this is exactly why subtle signs matter. Ask yourself, do they remember things you forgot telling them? Do they notice when something feels off? Do they catch details others miss? Because people don't usually memorize the emotional blueprint of someone they feel nothing for. And here's the hidden truth. Sometimes "I remember" actually means you matter. But if sign 1 feels sweet, sign 2 gets much deeper, because it reveals what happens when someone starts emotionally protecting you. Sign 2, they quietly prioritize your comfort. Love doesn't always appear as grand gestures. Sometimes it appears in adjustment. And adjustment is one of the most underrated love signals. Let's look at real life. They walk on the roadside closer to traffic. They slow their pace because you walk slower. They check if you reached home safely. They offer you the better seat. They notice when you're cold. None of this screams romance, but psychologically, it says a lot. Humans naturally protect what they value. Evolutionary psychology suggests caregiving behavior often increases when emotional attachment deepens. In other words, when someone starts instinctively caring about your comfort, safety, and emotional ease, attachment is growing. Now here's what makes this sweet. People who struggle to confess love often become practical. Instead of saying, "I care about you," they show it through actions, through consistency, through silent protection. But there's something even more revealing. Watch what happens when you're stressed. Do they become more attentive? Do they check in more? Do they subtly try reducing your burden? Because emotional attachment often activates what psychologists call supportive responsiveness. That means your pain starts affecting them. Your discomfort becomes noticeable to them. And this creates an emotional paradox. They may still avoid direct emotional confession, yet their actions become increasingly intimate. That's why many people miss this sign. They wait for dramatic romance, flowers, confessions, big moments. But real affection often grows quietly. in repeated choices, repeated care, repeated presence. Here's the deeper question. Do they make life easier when they're around? Because people in love often become emotionally useful, not performative, useful. They reduce friction in your life. That's powerful. But sign three is where psychology gets truly fascinating, because this sign appears when someone loves you so deeply that hiding it becomes difficult, even in silence. Sign 3, their eyes in silence say more than their words. There's a reason eye contact feels intense. Our eyes reveal emotional states faster than language. Micro-expressions, pupil dilation, gaze duration. Psychology has studied all of it, and one truth remains consistent. People struggle to control nonverbal emotional leakage. That means, even when words are controlled, emotions often escape through the eyes, through pauses, through silence. Have you noticed this? Sometimes someone looks at you just a little longer than necessary, not in a casual way, in a way that feels loaded, as if they're thinking something they're not saying. That pause matters. Why? Because silence becomes heavy when emotions are strong. Someone who loves you but can't say it often experiences internal conflict. Part of them wants closeness. Part of them fears exposure. This creates emotional hesitation, and hesitation creates visible tension. You'll see it in moments like they start saying something, then stop. They smile while looking at you for no reason. They become unusually quiet during meaningful moments. They avoid eye contact after intense connection. This isn't always shyness. Sometimes it's emotional overflow. Their mind says, don't reveal too much, but their nervous system says otherwise. Psychologists often associate emotional suppression with increased behavioral leakage, meaning the harder someone tries to hide strong feelings, the more subtle signals appear elsewhere. That's why silence can become louder than words. And here's the hidden truth most people never realize. Someone may not say "I love you" because those 3 words feel irreversible. Once spoken, everything changes. The relationship changes. The emotional risk changes. The possibility of rejection becomes real. So they wait, not because they feel nothing, but because they feel too much. Read that again. Sometimes silence is not absence. Sometimes silence is intensity. And if someone consistently shows all 3 signs, they remember tiny details. They quietly protect your comfort, and their eyes reveal emotions words cannot. Then there's a strong chance they're carrying feelings deeper than friendship. Feelings they may not yet know how to express. Now I want to ask you something. Has someone in your life shown these signs? Or maybe you've been the one feeling this way about someone. Drop your thoughts in the comments, I read them. And if this video helped you understand human emotions a little better, make sure to like this video. It helps Psycho Library reach more people. Subscribe so you don't miss future psychology insights, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because sometimes, understanding one hidden truth about human behavior can change an entire relationship. And remember, not every "I love you" is spoken. Sometimes love appears in memory, sometimes in protection, sometimes in silence. The real question is, are you paying attention? With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.